related to the performance issues, like what you guys, and also high availability, like clustering or anything like you know those related stuff.
Okay. Right. This is about me. Probably doing trainings since 2021. Overall PostgreSQL experience as 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 7 years experience as a PostgreSQL DBA. Probably you take 6, 7, 8 batches, 4, 16, 32, around 30 batches conducted. Right. By the end of this course, you should be able to run your production show on your own. You can attend interviews, maybe 4 to 6 years of interview experience you'll gain, or production expertise you'll gain. Course duration is 5 to 6 weeks, 30 sessions, 5 to 6 calendar weeks. Let's say you already have experience of 10 plus into any of the other RDBMS technologies, you can claim beyond 4 or 6. I have 4 years experience in, let's say, Oracle so far. You can claim that you have 4 years experience in PostgreSQL as well after the course is over. Let's say you have 15 years experience in IT, varying multiple RDBMS technologies, you can claim whatever you want. If you are an individual contributor, you can run your production show on your own. This course might not give you SOP for each and every issue that you'll get in your production, but it will help you find the resources to get the solution to your problem. Course, as I said, course duration is 5 to 6 calendar weeks. Any question here?
What would be the daily timings?
7:30 to 8:30 morning, Indian Standard Time.
Okay, and the daily 1 hour morning.
Yeah, daily 1 hour. I mean, you should have a buffer time of, let's say, 15 minutes, sometimes 30 minutes every day. So 7:30 to 8:45, sometimes 9.
Okay, and
One
we'll
one
cover.
question I have is, sorry, go ahead.
So migration and any other
We'll understand. We'll understand. We'll understand. These are few frequently asked questions. Duration is 5 to 6 weeks. What you'll get the course content recording via website. It's read-only access. The material, scripts, notepads, all those things, you'll get it via GitHub. Every day, 1 hour, 15 minutes. Is the course customizable? It is customizable. We'll understand more about customization later. Only if everyone in the batch needs customization. Otherwise, I'll go ahead with my own content. But yeah, it can be customized. Which version, whatever the latest version that is available at the time of discussion, currently it is version 18. So we are going to discuss in version 18. Lab, you have to have your own laptops for practice. Assistance is provided to set up the environment. It is plug and play only. There is nothing like installation and all those things. What you need is a Windows operating system running laptop. That's it. My VM images will not work in Mac. So if you have Mac OS, probably you need to rely on any of the cloud platforms for practice. If it is Windows machine, I'll help you set up environment in your Windows. Then you can start practicing. Interview preparation, it depends. I will just take I'll just discuss the interview questions then and there throughout the course, but there is no dedicated session as such for interview questions, but there is a dedicated time for certification questions. We'll discuss the certification questions towards the end of the course. Course content will understand. Yeah. Is this clear? Right. Course content, let's see this part. We'll spend about 70% of our time on on-premise, everything about on-premise, and then some 20% of our time we'll spend on AWS, and about 10% on add-ons. We'll spend 70% of our time understanding on-premise environment. It's an end-to-end database administration, starting from provisioning instances to creating databases, user schemas, and managing them. We'll take each and every aspect of the database administration during this 70% of our time. And then we will do all those things that we did on-premise in AWS. That will do it in rest of the 20% of our time. And then around 10% of our time we'll spend it on add-ons. Add-ons is all about the one that you're seeing on screen. We'll try to set up PG backrest for backup and recovery, PG pool for load balancing, PG bouncer for connection caching, few third-party extensions. And when it comes to migration, we'll do Oracle to PostgreSQL migration, and both using AWS tool and open source tool. We'll set up Patroni for HA. So these are all the add-ons.
Will you go through the architecture and all?
Architecture is part of the basic discussion, right? Yeah.
Okay, I'm just asking.
But what are these add-ons? As I said, yeah, this is your end-to-end discussion. So whatever that you see on screen, we'll discuss that, starting from provisioning the instance to setting up your database, installing your software, third-party tools, user management, replication, security, extensions, and your parameter tuning and all those things. Yeah. For example, I'll come here. PostgreSQL is open source database software. That means anyone can download the software, modify it, and can sell it or resell. For example, not like Oracle or SQL Server, it's an open source. Let us assume your PostgreSQL open source product has 3 features. Your open source PostgreSQL product has 3 features. There is a company called EDB. They have downloaded it, they have modified it, they are now selling it under their own brand. That is PAS, Postgres Plus Advanced Server. There is a company called Amazon. They have downloaded it, they have modified it, they are now selling it under their own brand, Aurora. The open source PostgreSQL product, you call it as a community version. And you call them as derived products. They are derived from open source PostgreSQL. Obviously, they have modified, which means they have their own unique selling points. This is the extra feature that is provided by EDB. This is the extra feature that is provided by Aurora. They are proprietary products. Your community version is freeware. Is this clear?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, your community version is the free and open source product available. You just download it and start using it for your production purpose. If you want to go with the third-party softwares, there are n number of third-party softwares available. All those, you call them as a derived products.
So
Assume
this
that,
complete version doesn't have a clustering.
what is clustering?
High availability.
I'll come to that.
Okay.
Let us assume this is the extra feature provided by PPAA. This is the extra feature provided by Aurora. Assume that you wanted to have that extra feature, but you don't want to go with EDB or Aurora. In that case, what you can do is you can get that feature and attach it to your community version. Obviously, EDB guys or Aurora guys, they will not give you that feature. You have to rely on third-party companies. This you call it as extension. What is extension? Extension is an additional feature that you are getting it from the third-party companies and attaching it to your community version so that you enhance your production experience. For example, by default, high availability is not there in Postgres. You cannot do automatic switchovers and failovers. For that, what you need to do, you need to rely on third-party softwares. There are n number of third-party softwares available. One is your Patroni. In your Aurora, when you set up high availability, they will take care of your HA. Right? But in your open source, when you want to set up high availability, it is not possible with the community version. You have to rely on third-party tools.
Are these third-party tools are also kind of open source, or we have to pay something?
No, it is open source. Everything is free.
Okay.
Right? So when you go to third-party extensions, as I said, you have n number of extensions available from various companies or various vendors for one particular feature. For example, this one is HA. To set up HA, you have these many softwares. This EFM, Enterprise Failover Manager, it is from EDB. There is a Rep Manager, it is also from EDB. Patroni, it is from Percona, and so on. You have PG Auto Failover, Cluster Control, and so many. Here also so many. Backup and recovery, you'll default get a tool to take the backups. You can still rely on third-party tools. PG Backrest, PG Barman, PG Arman, Bart, and so on. These are all third-party tools you integrate with your community version to enhance your backup experience. What are the advantages of PG Backrest over Barman, over Bart, or which one is best? Bart is best, or PG Arman is best? That's not a discussion point. But yeah, you have a number of tools available. For GUI, you have these many tools available. This is like your SQL developer, PL SQL developer, Todd, Management Studio, and so on. For monitoring, you have so many tools available, like your EM, Nagios, what else, Tivoli, Enterprise Manager, or something like that, whatever. For load balancing, you have a number of tools. For extensions, you have so many extensions. Without any of these things, only with this, you can still run your production show. But all these will enhance your database administration experience. What we do in the course is we'll take one thing from each of these third-party extensions or add-ons. For example, when it comes to cloud, we'll take this Aurora. When it comes to HA, I have chosen Patroni. When it comes to backup and recovery, I have chosen PG Backrest. So whatever that is there in the bold, we are going to discuss them.
So all these extensions or add-ons that you said is only for on-premise, or they can integrate with cloud also?
Cloud has already integrated them. That is what. You no need to have all these things in the cloud. Patroni, what is the use of Patroni? That is to enable automatic failover in case of a disaster. Community version don't have that feature. So the community version, you can only set up a replication. But if something goes wrong with your primary, you have to manually jump in, run few commands in both primary and standby. Your primary is going to say failover. You have to jump into your standby, run few commands to make it a primary. All those things are automatically taken care by the cloud. They
So
have
these
this
things are only useful only in on-premise.
on-premise, correct. So this Patroni, they have already integrated it. If not
Okay.
Patroni, they might be using PG auto failover, for example.
Let's say, like you said, like in Amazon they have some set of extensions that they already configured, but all thing cannot be covered in a Azure. So they have couple more extra extensions or add-ons have created, or they have customized it. Can we integrate these on-premise, or what are all the available in on-premise? Are everything covered in cloud?
No. When it comes to on-premise, you have complete control over your database. When it comes to managed service, you don't have a control over your managed service. That means, let us say there is one extension that came into the market recently. You can test it in your on-premise environment, just download it and install it. But you cannot do it in the cloud. They have to decide. The managed service vendor has to decide whether to have it in the cloud or not. So the answer is the same thing. Let's say Azure is giving you 20 extensions, AWS might give you 10 or 30, assuming that
Okay.
you have 50 extensions in the market. Out of 50, AWS thought that only 20 are useful. So they are
Mm-hmm.
giving only 20. Maybe Azure thought that 30 are useful. They're giving you 30. Out of this 30, there is one extra extension that you really wanted, but AWS is not providing you. What you can only do is raise a request with AWS. That's it. You cannot do anything.
So in your experience, did it happen? Did they
No,
say,
no.
uh,
They are ahead of
okay,
your production, right?
okay,
Right.
okay,
They'll always ensure that whatever that is really required for a managed service, they'll always have it in the cloud. Assuming
okay,
that let's say there is a new extension came in the market just now released in the GitHub, you thought that it really helps in your business. What you can do is you request with them. They'll release it in next quarter, maybe in 3 months.
okay. Thank you.
And yeah, as I said, whatever that is there in the bold will cover that 30% of our duration. Why I chose only Patroni, not Rep Manager, why I chose PG Backrest, not Barman. This is because people are using all these extensions a lot. So based on the community usage, I chose these. Patroni is being used the most compared to any of the other HA solutions. PG Backrest is being used the most compared to any other backup solutions. When it comes to GUI, people are relying more on PG admin than OmniDB, and so on. And the customization that I was talking about is this one only. If every one of you say, no, we don't want PG Backrest, we want Barman, I'll switch to Barman. No, I don't want Grafana, I want Jabix. Jabix is a great monitoring tool. I'll switch to Jabix, leaving Grafana. But it is not like we configure all these things in the classroom. That is practically not possible. And since all these solutions are for the same feature, let's say you understood how to configure Patroni, then it is easy for you to configure Rep Manager on your own, and vice versa. Is this clear? Give me a second. It is our tentative course layout. What we are doing today is the demo session. Why PostgreSQL is going to be the first session related to PostgreSQL. We are going to discuss why you should learn PostgreSQL, what are the different things that are available. Whatever this slide is there, we'll elaborate it for a full day. Right? So that is your first session, not a technical session, but more about what is PostgreSQL, why you should learn, why it is being popular, why you wanted to learn, all those things. The justification for learning PostgreSQL. Connection establishment is going to be the first technical discussion, where we'll try to understand server process, client process, establish a connection from application, and so on. It's going to be the first technical discussion, followed by ACID properties, which is again default to all RDBMS. We'll understand the ACID properties. On the same day, we'll set up our environment, followed by installation and architecture. Installation will spend 2 to 3 days. Architecture will spend 3 to 4 days, followed by post-installation steps for a couple of days. And then this is your database administration for 3 to 4 days, wherein we discuss about creating databases, creating users, creating schemas, and that stuff. Then user administration, a dedicated 2 days. Then backup and recovery, a 4 days. This includes your application. Backup and recovery is where we'll almost finish on-premise environment. We'll jump into the cloud part and extension part. Just to recap, we'll spend 2 to 3 days on installation, 3 to 4 days on architecture, around 4 to 5 days on database administration, excluding backup and recovery. Backup and recovery is about 4 days. Rest of the things, it's about 1 week. Any question here?
Just trying to understand that failover and switchover concepts. Where do we cover that? Is it backup and recovery?
Duplicate targeted database. Have anyone have used this duplicate target database? Come on.
Yes, in Oracle, yes.
What it is?
When database is active or catalog mode, then you can create a duplicate database, right?
First point of setting up your physical standby, right?
Yes.
So it's just like you set up you take the backup of your primary and you apply a couple of commands that will make it as a physical standby. That's it, right? In not to duplicate target, you can also set up a standby using Arman. You first take the backup and then do some stuff, then it will be your standby. In the same way, your replication is an extension to your backup and recovery session. So that is why I just named it as backup and recovery part 3. Any question here in this slide?
Do we cover any performance related issues like
Yeah.
query running long or something like that?
This one, PG Badger is your AWR report. So we'll mess up our Postgres database. We'll run few queries. Then we'll take the PG Badger report. That means your AWR report. We'll see the bottlenecks. Then we'll try to tune them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you have anything like a clustering, like in Oracle we have rack, right? Real application clusters.
Rack is not there here.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
on what level of performance tuning we gonna do, Kumar? Like
Now,
it's a kind of mid-level.
whatever you are doing
Or,
in your existing RDBMS experience, we'll do the same thing here.
okay.
Yep.
So do we go through that like explain plan and all, right?
Obviously, man.
Okay, just understanding. Okay.
No, obviously, yes. Right. Next is your checklist. Your checklist is your day-to-day activities that you are doing as part of your database administration job in your existing technology, right? Let's say you're an Oracle DBA or a SQL Server DBA. Every day you go to your job and do XYZ things, or weekly basis or monthly basis. For example, what you'll do as an Oracle DBA, every day you go check whether your previous day backup is successful or not, and then check whether your previous day jobs are successful or not, followed by current sessions, long running queries, logs, and so on. So those are pretty much health check you'll do every single day when you go to your job. And let's say your weekly activities could be your weekly backups, monthly activities could be your undo table space management or temporary table space management, or let's say backup restore check. So those are few things that you'll do as part of your day-to-day job, right? That is this checklist, right? Install the software, uninstall the software, create your first database, start your database, stop your database, then set up your batch profile, set up passwords for your users, modify your parameters, change SGA target, PG aggregate target, whatever it is. Then run few benchmarks on your database, see CPU, memory utilization, and so on. Creating and dropping your databases, creating schemas, creating table spaces, moving a table from one table space to another table space, creating read-only users for your developers, checking the logs, auditing your user activity, what your developer is doing, what your production support engineer is doing, take the backups, whether it is logical or a physical, logical for your deployments, a higher environment to lower environment, data migration, data movement, arm and backup use for your disaster recovery purposes, whatever it is. Auditing your user activity logs, generating AWR report, and then playing around with your GUI tools, right? These are all the activities that you are currently doing as part of your job. End of the day, PostgreSQL is RDBMS. You are moving from one RDBMS to another RDBMS. So your goal is to be in such a way that you just understand, take down your day-to-day job set, your existing RDBMS technology, just apply it in your PostgreSQL. Come back to me saying that every 2 weeks I'll do temporary table space management for XYZ reasons. Do we do anything as such here? Every month I will do backup restore check, just ensure that my backup is successful or not. How we do that here? I'll take backup every single day. How will I take that here? How to check logs, how to get the explain plan, how to identify long running query, how to kill a session, how to create a database, how to clone a database, how to resolve my replication lag issue. These are your day-to-day activities, right? Yes, no,
Yeah,
maybe.
Kumar. Yeah,
those are all, I think, common every RDBMS maintenance activities,
Correct.
daily activities. And apart from that, like, how about, for example, the indexes and other maintenance? For example, in SQL Server, we do have an agent where we schedule the jobs based on the volume of the table. Mostly we go for a weekend for a DB, like index maintenance, re-indexing, and so on, and also the full backups in the weekends and incremental backups and transaction log backups and all. Like, are we going to cover like when to perform the index, or how we can automate those for all the tables? Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the same thing. Just apply your existing RDBMS knowledge and
Mm-hmm.
try to understand whether we are doing the same thing here or not. For example, as you said, let's say I will do re-indexing. Let's say when the index is corrupted or when the index is blotted or whatever it is. Do we do the same thing in PostgreSQL? Let's say that's a question. Either we do it in the same way that you are doing it in your existing RDBMS, or we do it differently, or we completely don't do. Right? So when you have your day-to-day checklist in your existing environment, it is easy for you to understand that. Right? End of the day, we are going to cover, but yeah, you can always ask questions like that. Right? For example, there is no concept of undo table space here. So there is no undo table space management at all in PostgreSQL. You ask me, ki, every month I'll just recreate my undo table space for XYZ reasons. How will I do that in PostgreSQL? There is no concept of undo table space management here, undo table space at all here. So we don't do that. Right? Then what is the alternative? Let's say XYZ thing is the alternative.
Hey, do we have partitioning in Postgres?
Yeah, it is there. We have.
Okay.
Okay, so silly question like, what are all the tasks that you have mentioned here? You're gonna show us through the
Yeah.
command
No,
prompt or
it,
GUI? How it's since
it is correct. It is not a GUI course. Depending on let's say for all the SQL Server guys, I probably take 1 or 2 extra sessions to help you get comfortable with the CLI if
okay,
you really want it. Otherwise, yeah, you can learn on the fly. Not a big deal.
okay.
Not
So the
not more
most
than
mo-
not more than
since
one.
I
No,
got it. Since from we are from SQL, I had to ask.
got it, got it. I
So the
mean,
only GUI that we have is PG admin. Is that
hmm,
correct or
correct.
uh,
PG admin is the GUI.
okay?
And for OEM, what is the monitoring tool that you said again?
Grafana.
Oh, okay. Oh, Grafana. Okay. And it is okay. Maintain.
Oh,
Is an extension?
no, it's a software. Simple.
Okay.
You install Grafana software in one of the machines that has connectivity to your Postgres, and then you monitor it.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
I will not go through this checklist, open this every single day. Today we are going to discuss this. Today we are going to discuss this. Today we are going to discuss this. Not like that. We'll go with our flow. End of the day, we will cover all these things. You just need to ensure that, let's say, after your practicing is over, just come back here, read everything. Just put a tick mark yourself that yes, I have covered this. Yes, I have practiced this, and so on. You got it right. I will not open this in the classroom.
Okay, but do you share this links?
You'll get this.
Okay. Do we also have some scripts?
No, that is whatever the scripts, everything that are required to do all these things, we will do it on a daily basis, and you will get them on a daily basis. Once
Understand.
you practice everything that we discuss in the classroom, and go back here and see, you'll understand that. Let's say when you are taking the backup, before we take our first backup, we set up archive logging. And that's part of, let's say, a 5-minute discussion in that particular day. Right? Yes, I set up my archive logging. Yes, I'm done. Something like that.
Okay. And also, as a part of backup and recovery, we're going to do a recovery, like recover table or recover table space, those kind of situations.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
So this is completely administration course, right? Or do we have anything related to the scripting, like what kind of scripts that we're gonna use, and is the any scripting related things will be here?
Okay, I'll tell you the scripts that we use in our day-to-day job. Scripts you can generate it using ChatGPT.
Yeah, I get it. Like we will have some,
I mean, basic things, right? Let's say your backup and recovery always has to be done using scripts only, right? You don't run the command, right? That's a classic example.
okay.
So what general use Python or shell scripting? Which one?
Shell only.
Sorry, didn't hear that.
Shell only.
Oh, shell scripting. Okay.
Right. Any questions here in your checklist part and your this part? Okay. Architecture will come where it came.
One last question. Sorry to interrupt you.
Fifth,
You said migration right from Oracle to Postgres migration using DMS, that is a AWS tool, right? Is there any other way we can do it
open
without
source
using?
tool. See, again, same thing. One open source tool, one proprietary tool. We'll use DMS. At the same time, we'll also use Ora2PG. Is there any other tool available? You have n number of open source tools available, n number of proprietary tools available.
Okay.
Right? Architecture will come on 6th or 7th day of the discussion, not on day 1. Then, yeah, technical is here. This is your first technical. This is all you get: theory manual, practical manual, recorded sessions, running notes, additional learning material if there is anything. Recorded sessions via website. You have to have internet connectivity to watch it. Lab, your personal laptops, i5 is preferable. 8 GB RAM is preferable. There is nothing like we'll discuss theory in the classroom. It's completely practical discussion. I will never talk about theory while doing practicals. We'll try to understand theory here and there a little bit. So you just need to go through the theory manual to understand more theory part. Happens on my notepad and my virtual machine. No PPTs, no documents. No PPTs, no documents, which means you will not see what I'm going to discuss. When you have PPT with 4 bullet points, you will see that, right? Okay, 4 bullet points are there. My trainer will cover 4 bullet points. Since there is no PPT, I might cover only 2 bullet points and say bye-bye, or I might cover 6 bullet points and say bye-bye. So make the session as interactive as possible. Any questions before we jump into the next topic?
This is totally 5 weeks course, sir.
5 to 6 weeks.
5 to 6. Okay, okay. It's really good. So from Monday to Friday and Saturday and Sunday we have an holiday.
Yeah, Monday to Friday is our usual sessions.
Yeah.
Saturday, if let's say if everyone agrees to have a session on Saturdays, I'll take Saturday session.
Okay.
Sunday, 99%, 99% no.
Sure,
Will
sure.
this
Yeah.
clustering, sir?
Sorry?
Postgres clustering.
Postgres clustering, yes. The patron is a clustering concept only. Okay.
Also, you share any dumps for the certification? Do you have anything?
It is not proctored, so you do whatever cheating you want in your laptop itself. That is not that much critical. We'll discuss certification questions, right? I don't have any dumps, but we'll discuss the certification questions. Nobody has dumps, not like Oracle PostgreSQL certification. It's a different concept altogether.
Okay.
Yep.
And the interview questions, you have some kind of materials?
No, obviously. Interview questions, as I said, I will not say that question 1, question 2, question 3, nothing like that. In the flow, we'll discuss interview questions. That is point 1. Point 2 is, let's say you have interview questions in your mind, you can bring it in the discussion, right? Not in the classroom, in the chat.
Okay.
Right. Let's say I'll just briefly discuss about the technical part. Here, what I have done is I just compared my PostgreSQL with any other software you install in your machine. I have compared it with your MS Office. I'll install MS Office so that I'll get Word.exe with which I can create my documents. So to create a document, I need Word. I'll get a Word by installing Office. So first I'll install the Office in this location, C program files, MS Office, and so on. And then what I'll do, I'll create my first document. I'll create my document obviously in my D drive. My installation will go to C drive. In the same way, I'll install PostgreSQL software to create my first database. Database is for application purpose. Let's say this is my application, web application. Let's say this is Swiggy homepage. I'll enter my phone number. I'll click on connect. Then it'll ask me to enter the password or OTP, whatever it is. When you provide the correct details, it'll take you to the next page. If you provide the wrong details, it'll throw you an error message. This is basically a 3-tier architecture. Your application tier is your middleware tier. Your front end is your first tier. This is your third tier. What happens when you click on after entering username and password? When you click on login, the request will go to the application. Since application doesn't hold your tables, it has to connect to your database to get the data. Your data is stored in the form of table, username and password. If you provide the correct password, you are taken to the next page. If you provide the wrong password, it will throw you error message that password is wrong. How application connects to your database? There is a middleman. This guy is one who does authentication. Your listener process. Application will first send a request to your postmaster for connection establishment to get a comma x data. If the connection string provided is correct, you will create a server process who then talks to your client process to give this a comma x data. You enter your username and password in your home page, front end, sign in page. Request will go to the application. Application doesn't hold the data. It has to contact the database to get the data. It cannot directly contact the database. It has to first authenticate itself before getting the data from the database. Once the authentication is completed, your server process will send this data to your client process. And then depending on the data, let's say positive data, you go to the next page, negative data, you stay there. What if your database is gone? That is where your replication comes into picture. Replication is an identical copy of your primary. Every time you make changes to your primary, it will go to your replica. If something goes wrong with this, what do? You manually jump in and point your application to your new primary. Any question here?
So here replica will be in read only or read write mode.
You make few changes to convert it to read write before you point your application to your new primary. That is what you call it as what do you call it? Promoting process.
How many replicas we can keep?
Unlimited.
And do you
There
have
is
any
no
software like a data guard broker in Oracle?
Nice question. Your Patroni, you can call it as a data guard broker.
Okay.
By default, no. Yeah.
And also, is there any like we have that is called automatic failover setup?
That is what automatic failover can be done with the Patroni. Patroni
Okay.
has few commands which are equivalent to your data
guard.
data guard broker commands.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Right. What is this PG pool? As we see here, your replica in PostgreSQL, your standby is always in read-only mode. That means it can still accept connections. As long as you are not doing any switchovers or failovers, your standby will sit idle, right? So to avoid that, you wanted to make use of your standby to offload some of your primary workload. What you can do is you can install PG pool in machine and point your application to PG pool. What PG pool does is it is capable of identifying read-only workload, distribute it like this. If it is a read-write request, it will send it to primary. If it is a read-only request, it will distribute it.
So you're saying it's a only select commands will go to the
Correct.
replication.
Correct.
And all the DML is done on the primary.
Correct. So your PG pool is intelligent enough to identify the query and it will send them accordingly. Right? Then there is something called Patroni. Patroni is an automatic failover switchover and failover solution. Instead of you jumping in, doing manual switchovers, manual failovers, your Patroni does that for you. It will do this with the help of agents and all that stuff installed. That's a technical aspect of your Patroni.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, we are unable to hear your voice actually.
Is it with everyone?
I can.
I can hear you. No problem.
It's only for me or for all?
Okay. Guys, please interrupt me, whatever it is, right? A technical question or something like this, whatever it is. You can also put your question in the chat if you don't want to speak. I'll take it out. Okay.
Sir, one more question. So you said pattern is used for automatic failure. So you're gonna go manual process as well, right?
First we'll discuss manual switchovers and failovers. Then we'll jump into the patterning to automate it.
Understand, because not everyone using the pattern, right? Okay.
Yep. And then this PG bouncer is an assistant to your listener process. Let's assume your listener is overwhelmed with the connections. He has to do authentication, right? For example, your application wanted to get some information from your database, and listener is sitting here. To come here, what do you call? Get authenticated, then get a server process for you and communicate with your server process. Let's assume you have so many clients coming in at the same time, big billion day sales, right? During this time, this guy is overwhelmed, and you're giving one assistant to that postmaster. You call it as a PG bouncer that solves your authentication problem. It will help this guy do quick authentication, right? These are all quite commonly used, or people think they are big deal in PostgreSQL, right? Not each of these tool is 100% required. It is up to the application, right? Let us say I'll go here. My primary CPU utilization is always, let's say, less than 10%, and memory utilization is probably less than 40%. My application is smooth, stabilized. I don't need to set up PG pool at all for that. Since my primary machine is itself is serving well enough. Is this clear? I don't want to offload my read-only workload to the standby because my primary CPU utilization is itself is less than 10%. Is this clear?
Yes. And the
Yeah.
PG bouncer does come with the installation, or do you have to install it
No,
separately?
third party, right? No.
Third party.
Yeah. And same with the case of patronage. Let us say your client is okay for the database administrator to jump in, finishing his favorite movie, 3 hours, come back, open laptop, do failovers. I'm okay. If your client says that, you don't need patronage at all. Understood?
And you said it's an extra license, right, Patroni?
No, free only.
It's a free cost.
Additional headache, additional burden for the database administrator to maintain it.
So, sorry, I'm asking too many. So, regarding upgrades and also, how do you deal with all these extensions?
I'll come to that.
So you do upgrade as well, right?
Yeah.
Is it a quarterly? How you do patching?
Patches are quarterly based.
Okay.
Right. Same with the case of PG bouncer. You need PG bouncer only if you think that your postmaster is overwhelmed. You're getting connection spikes in your application, not your usual spike. Let us say you are supporting Ratnadip supermarket every single day. You open 100 stores in Hyderabad. Each store has 4 computers. It's a consistent connection establishment happens there, right? In that case, you don't need PG bouncer at all. There is no connection spike, right?
I have a question, Kumar.
Go ahead.
So when you do this load balancing with a primary replica and secondary with a read write and only read only operations, do we have any concept of data syncing at the same time on both replicas, or is there any concept of asynchronous, like it won't wait for a primary to give the handshake whether the data is processed or not?
See, when you're doing a switchover, let us say, the first thing that you check is your both primary and standby in sync, right? If they are not in sync, you have to wait until they are in sync. Then only you can do switchover. Not you can do. Then only you have to do switchover.
So there is no concept of async of read, secondary.
That depends on how you wanted to set up. Let us say you set up your maximum performance mode physical standby. That doesn't 100% guarantee your standby is always in sync with the primary. It's not
So
maximum
we do
protection.
have that options then.
Yeah, it's not maximum protection mode. So what you need to do is, if you're really worried about this thing, what you need to do is while setting up itself, you convert your or you set up maximum protection mode instead of performance mode.
Okay.
I mean
So
you
that's
set
part
up
of
I mean you set up synchronous replication, not asynchronous replication.
okay. So this will be part of Patroni.
No, this is
Or
basic only.
this is for community version.
Community version only.
Okay.
So Kumar, what we have want to have a maximum availability. Is it
That's what your Patroni is your maximum availability.
so? It's asynchronous, right?
No, you set it synchronous, man. That is what I'm telling.
I mean, it doesn't matter like if the database is up to date or in sync, but I want the database to be up and running.
No, that is what. Let's say you wanted to make it always available. What you need to do is you set up synchronous replication and not asynchronous replication. Synchronous replication or asynchronous replication, whatever it is, you can set up either with the open source software or with the Patroni. Let's say I set up Patroni using asynchronous replication, then yeah, if something goes wrong with the primary, your failover will not happen. Your Patroni will wait until the standbys become sync, then it will do.
Okay.
Right. Installation will do it directly. Let's say this is how we discuss the things. So let's say what we are doing here is we are trying to understand our transaction log. We have opened the transaction log. We made few changes, DMLs, and we are seeing what is happening behind the scenes, right? Creating is not required. This is your replication, anyways. We'll do replication again now. As part of AWS, this is what we are going to cover, starting with setting up your environment to creating the Oracle instance, then RDS instance, then convert your Oracle to RDS instance. During this process, we'll touch so many things, right? So these are few things that we cover as part of AWS. This is all your networking part. This is your server part. Then create one RDS instance, Oracle and PostgreSQL, convert it using SCT and DMS. Do some basic stuff in RDS. HA is not a basic stuff, I don't know. Right, whatever. Using Orato PG, and this is a snippet from Oracle to PostgreSQL migration. Just like we'll see the real problems, we'll try to see how to solve them and all that stuff. Patroni is not required for now. Let's leave it. I'll come here. Give me a second. Let's say this dot zip is what you are going to get it. Right click on it, extract. Now, let's say I'll put some name to this. That's the image that you are going to get it.
Hey Kumar, how do you deal with bugs and all? I know it's a community, you cannot open a ticket with support ticket, right?
No, it's a community, right? You cannot open a support
Yes.
ticket. You deal on your own. You
And what
have to
about the
deal. You have to deal on
So
your own.
when we have versions with AWS or Azure, so
Obviously, they'll help
uh,
you.
They will help, right?
If it's a third-party derived product, they will help you. If it is a community version you are maintaining, you have to solve your own problems.
Okay.
We'll understand more about this in our next session. That's where we will discuss in why PostgreSQL session. We'll discuss that.
Okay.
Right. I'll open this. For time being, let me put this edit demo file, save, close, right click, pen. Uh,
So demo is the server you're creating now?
yeah. Demo is my CentOS version 9 machine that I'm creating now. Done. So it's a plug and play. You don't need to install anything. That lab01.zip is what you'll get it. You have to put it in your D drive, whatever it is. Start using it. That's it. We are not system administrators. We are not going to install any operating system as such. ifconfig. IP address is 192.168.33.131. 192.
Connect same this demo instance from the PG admin.
We'll connect. Root RESC123. That's a password. I'll try to switch to PostgreSQL user, just like you switch to Oracle user. Postgres user does not exist. So this is a fairly new machine that I got it from my operating system team or my system admin team. What is the first thing that I need to do? User add Postgres, password, Postgres, Postgres, Postgres. Then what I need to do? First, I need to download the software to create my first database. Go to download, Linux, Red Hat. My operating system version is 9 and it is a 64-bit architecture. I wanted to install version 18. I got the script. Copy this script, put it here. Copy. And then copy this. This is like you're installing the software. Done. My installation is completed. Upon successful installation, USR PostgreSQL 18 bin you will have all the tools created, in which there is a tool called initdb that you are going to use it to create your first database. What I'll do, I'll decide the location for my first database, chown-r postgres u01 switch to postgres, then usr pgsql 18 bin initdb to create my first database u01 pgsql data. I've created my database. I have started my database. I will log into my database. Sorry, SQL. I logged into my database. PostgreSQL installation and creating your first database hardly takes 5 minutes. I'll create a table, create table employee, ID int, salary int, insert into employee values 1, 100. If I want to connect to this machine from PG admin, there are a couple of changes I need to make. Let me do that. Not a discussion point for now. Since someone asked, I'm just doing it. Star. I'll open my PG admin. This is your GUI tool.
So INITDB is a template database it's gonna use to create any new database.
No, INITDB is the tool to create your new database. It's not a template. It's a tool. Register, server. It's like your DBCA. Whatever. I will put whatever name. That's okay. 192, 168, 33, 131. Password is Postgres. Click on save. I have connected to my database now. Just come here, choose your database, that is Postgres. Right click, query tool. Select SELCP star from employee. I got the data. I'll try to insert a record here. Insert into employee values 1, 2, 200. Inserted successfully. I'll come here and check. Yeah, got the data. And I'll come here, ps-ef, grep Postgres is the query that you use to check whether your PostgreSQL is running or not. You have a very big line with -d in between. It means it is running. I'll go to this location. This is your installation location where you'll see all the tools. I'll go to this location. This is my database files location where I'll see all the files and folders. My end goal is to understand each and every tool that is there here, how to use it, and each and every file that is there here, how to use it. That's your course content. That's everything about PostgreSQL. For example, what is this file doing here? Let me try to open this file. It has so many parameters. So it's a parameter file. So what this parameter is telling me, maximum connections 100. That means my system can allow only 100 connections. If I want to increase that, I'll change this and then I'll do restart, reload, whatever it is. Right? I'll try to understand each and everything. Let us say this is my SGA. Currently it is set to 128 MB. I'll exit. I will go to what is this global. Let me open that folder. So many numbers, files, I don't know what are these. There is something called pg underscore control. This is your control file. So how do I open? What happens if I lose this? How do I take a copy of this? All those are your next part of learnings. I'll go to again USR, PGSQL, say 18 bin, LSI-LRT. This is your tools. So many tools are there. There is a question for you. What this tool does? Any guesses?
Upgrade.
In any upgrades
Yeah,
from
this will
lower
help
version to higher
you.
version.
Yeah, this will help you to upgrade your PostgreSQL database from lower version to higher version. So, do you cover upgrades? Come here, see the tools. If the tool is there, yes, I am covering upgrades. There is a tool called where is that? PG based backup. What it does?
Backups of databases are
Backups of database. If I wanted to use it, I will do something like this. USR PGSQL 18 bin. I'm giving absolute path because I don't have bash profile set. -- help will give me help command how to use that tool. And in this help command, I'll go little up. What is this? Any guesses? Just try it out.
This is something like a force logging, if I'm not wrong.
What it does, you write configuration for replication. So which means you write additional information to my backup page so that I can use it for replication. Okay. Which means you run this PG based backup in a remote machine, and with this -r done, you are done with the replication. For example, what I'll do here, I'll do something like this: USR PGSQL bin PG base backup -d, the location where I wanted to have my replica. Let's say I will put replica as the location name. Do it quickly and write a recovery file as well. I will put enter. Done. Next, I come here. There is something called PostgreSQL.conf. Only one change I will make. Change it to 5433. Uniquely identifies your cluster. Next, what I'll do? pgctl star -d data directory. Enter. It is started. ps-ef grep postgres. You see one big line here, one big line here. This is my primary, this is my replica. SQL -p5432. I logged into my primary. Select star from employee. 5433. I logged into standby. Select star from employee. Delete from employee. It will not work.
Hey, Kumar, how do you validate if it's a primary or a replica?
Right. psql-p 5432 my primary. 5433 my standby. Select PG is in recovery. This is the command you use to check if your machine is primary and standby. It is not in the recovery, that is why it is false. Standby will always be in the recovery mode because it has to recover things from the primary. It is true. I will do select star from employee. Watch it for every 1 minute. I will do something like insert insert into employee values 1 comma maybe 3 comma 300, it has to be reflected here. My replica configuration has been completed successfully. I will try to drop a table in this machine. It will not allow because it's a read only. How do I do a failover? Again, I have to go to USR PGSQL 18 bin pgctl -help. You have something called promote. That means you wanted to promote this machine. What I will do? Promote -d u01 PGSQL replica. I think that's the name I gave. Yeah, done. Now I log into standby 5433. Select the star from employee, delete from employee. So what we did today, in the last probably 10-15 minutes, we installed the software, we created our database, we set up our replication, we did a failover.
So,
you
so
mean
in this so in this case, without deleting this employee table, how would we understand that it converted to primary actually read write? Any queries there to check that?
Man, you are promoted, you log in, again run this command, it says false.
Okay, got it. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So Kumar, you created a backup of the database, and with that, you created replica of the server itself.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, it is as simple as the same as your Oracle. You take the backup. After taking the backup, don't start it. Before starting itself, you tell Postgres that use this backup piece for replication. That means don't start in a read-write mode. Instead, start in the mount state and start recovering archive logs coming from the primary. So
Okay, I'm
all
trying
those
to understand what is like in SQL Server we call the database, and the instance will be called as server. So here in database means instance, correct? In this case.
no, this is same as your SQL Server only. In SQL Server, I think one instance can support multiple databases, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Correct, right?
Yes.
Here also
Yes.
same thing.
So now we have taken the backup of instance and created another instance.
Correct.
Is it?
Correct. That includes all the databases in that instance.
Okay. So
How do you
inside this
list the
instance, how many databases we can create?
Unlimited.
Unlimited.
and how do you list the databases?
L.
Okay. And if you want to connect to a specific database, like for any user, we don't want to give
/C.
full access. Okay. You can vSQL also you can connect through the template database, right?
I didn't get you. Come again.
If you want to connect, let's say the developer asks for his credentials, we create a user and then give it to him, right? If you want to give access only to one particular database, and for example, template one you said, right? If
It will be something like this. As I said, to create a database, let us say I'll create a database. Let us say database name is my app, right? And then go to my app, create your table, create table employee ID int, salary int, insert into my employee values 1 comma 100. Now, what is your database name? Database name is this. Username and password is Postgres and Postgres. And those details you have to give to your application.
So, sorry. So you're saying can we create a user and then give his credentials? Create
Give me,
user something?
give me a second. Give me a second. The app the um 1 second. Where is it? We'll try to understand more about this probably on this connection establishment day. But however, I'll come here. You can see my screen, right? I'll create a
Yeah.
user.
Yes.
Let's say I'm working for application Pepsi. Pepsi user with password. Let's say Pepsi user, right? And then I'll create a database. Create a database Pepsi DB with owner Pepsi user, and then what I'll do -u username -d database name. I logged in. Then let me create a schema as well. Create a schema name. Next, create a table. Create table employee ID int salary int insert into employee values 1, 100. Select star from employee. This is how you create your application. Like you create an application user, application database, log into your application user and application database, create your tables. To
So
your
I just want to compare with Oracle. There is no kind of create schema. There is only create user. So I was a little confused.
Correct. Here, this is an additional layer. You have to explicitly create a schema. But when you see here, in your Oracle, your schema name and username both are same. When you create a user, it's a user. When you add a table, it will become a schema.
Right, exactly.
This and this both are same. Just to ensure that
It's
Do we have any?
it need not be the same, but yeah.
So create user cannot have their own objects. Cannot create a
No,
table.
no, no, no.
You can only log in.
Correct.
So only schema can create objects.
Correct.
Okay.
Come
so
on.
is it like
Do
a
we have
rule based?
any default schema?
Okay.
Do we have any default schemas for the databases?
Yeah, the default schema name, you call it as a public.
Public. Okay.
So in
So
Postgres,
when we do not give any explicit name, it will take direct schema name of public.
Correct. If you don't give any name, it will take the schema name of public by default. I mean, the table gets created in the public schema.
Okay.
does Postgres support role-based access control or user-based access control or both?
Role-based access control, user-based access control. You first create roles, you give access control stuff to roles, then assign users to that particular role.
So that means role-based, right?
It is up to you.
You're giving,
You
okay.
don't want to create a role. You just wanted to straight away create users and give access to the users. It is up to you. Or you create role first and then assign users to that role. That's the secondary thing. Let's assume in your project you have your own team, DBAs, you have production support team, kind of a not complete privileges that DBA has, but little privileges, and you have development team, only select privileges. You have three different kinds of things. So what you do is create three different roles, give respective permissions to those roles, and then assign your team to the respective roles.
Okay, so the default when we install, we have this Postgres user, right? So
That's a super user.
that's a super user, and let's say I'm a DBA for the database. So due to the security reason, let's say we should not supposed to use the Postgres user. So if you want to create another user dedicated for DBA, like do we need to go through as a super user permission, or what level of
No.
permission that?
It will be something like this. You can see my screen, right? By the way, I'm done with my what do you call my points. So we are doing Q&A, right? Uh, just to make sure. So what I'm doing is create user. Let us say DBA1. Okay. Then create user DBA2. Then create user DBA3. I've created 3 users. These are all your DBAs. You can either give permissions or privileges individually to DBA1, DBA2, DBA3. It is up to you. Or you can do something like create a role, let's say DBA role. Now you give whatever the permissions that you wanted to give these guys to DBA role, and finally do grant this to this. Next day, when a new person joins your team, you do something like this: create user DBA4, and then grant this to DBA4. Only 2 commands.
You're not giving a password. Does it not ask for a password? How do you log in?
Nice question again. By default, it will not ask the password. We have to explicitly make it ask the password. That's not a discussion point for today.
I know, but I'm just curious. How do you log in to this user?
How do you log into this user? psql -u username -d. Let's say I log into Postgres database. I logged into Postgres database as this user.
So it doesn't prompt for password. Okay.
No, by default, it will not prompt for the password.
It's not a security concern.
No, we are not. This is not production ready machine, right? Demo session.
No, normally it will be, right? In general, I'm asking in the production.
It will be. It will be.
Okay, okay.
After installation is over, we make few changes. That it is production ready.
Yeah, my question is like, so do we have only one super user like PostgreSQL, Postgres? Let's say if you want to create another user and grant super user permissions, is it possible? Let's say we create a DBA role here, right? Like, what level of DBA role that we can grant here for a Postgres database?
Done?
Mhm. Okay.
So what super user, what does it have an extra privileges?
Everything. He can do anything on this cluster.
It's
Drop
like
whatever
sysadmin.
database he want. Yeah, like sys.
SysDB. Okay.
Mhm. And the other guys, they can't do anything.
They can only query or they can do a stop shutdown.
They can't do anything. See, startup shutdown is again not your
If it does. Okay.
database level user's task, right? It's outside your database user's task. Yeah, the other users, they cannot create anything. Let's say I'll create schema. SCHEMAA. How come? Which user I have connected? DBA1. I made him super user. Let's create DBA2. Yeah. So I've connected as a DBA1 and I could able to create the schema. I connected as a DBA2, I could not. Why I created a schema as a DBA1? Because I just gave a super user privileges to DBA1. He can do anything.
Understand. How do you stop and start or restart the database? Or it's just a service, I think, not a PG control. Okay, just to start, stop, and restart. Okay. So, is there any for backups? Do we stop like a cold backup? Do we do anything? Stop and start?
Cold backup means you take when your database is stopped. So yes, you stop the database, take the copy. Well, it's okay. Let's take one cold backup. I'll stop this. We took hot backup. We'll take cold backup as well. pgctl stop -d 01 pgsql data, and then ls-lrt data is my data directory. Copy data to data2 r. I'm done with the cold backup. Let me start my pgctl star -d u01 pgsql data2. That means I'm starting my backup piece. Started.
So you just change the directory structure. No, sorry. So it's using the data two, not data one.
I'm using the backup piece to start the database.
Mm-hmm.
So there is no concept of restore here.
Oh, okay.
You just start using your backup piece.
Okay. And is there any concept like point in time recovery?
Man, it is there.
Of course.
Everything is pretty much simple here. Yeah, people outside will say big things, but it's all small things. So if you think that point in time recovery is the critical stuff, it can also be done in, let's say, 2 minutes.
Wow. Do we have a table spaces in this? How do you like logical structure? Is it how do you store data?
It needs
Like,
more discussion, but yeah, table space concept
okay,
is there.
is there, right? Okay,
Yeah.
similar to org.
Here again. Any other questions? I will be around. Anyways.
Is it possible to have this daily classes in the evening?
No, not possible.